So today in the video, I'll be talking about runes. I won't be talking about specific runes like 4 reflect or 4 attack. I won't be talking about that. I'm just going to let you guys know if it's worth it to invest certain runes in certain characters. For example, is it worth it to get 4 red runes on Doris? I'll say yes and explain. And if you ask me, is it worth it to get red runes on Merlin? I'll say perhaps no if you're looking to build a certain team, and then I'll explain why. So our first character, I made a video about her yesterday. You can see that her red runes are for sure worth it. I'm going to explain to you why they're worth it. You could get the two yellow, 2 reds, but it's not as strong as the 4 reds, of course. But the reason why you want to have 4 reds is because you have the 500% HP, and this is going to be so helpful for Ophelia when she does do a conversion of HP into damage for her team. And the more HP you can spread amongst your team, it's going to make your team do more damage overall. That's not the only thing. These runes can work outside of Doom too. So if you're looking to put her in maybe a Glorian team, so they can also benefit off the bulkiness, you can, because she's kind of like a very universal character. She can be good in Doom and she can be good outside of Doom. As long as it's like strong monarch people with her, she can make these runes work with any monarch in the game pretty much. And she's very fast to make her do a lot of damage, so she's a very good character. And in PvE, we all know this character is very strong in PvE, so the monarchs could help, maybe not now, but in the future when there is some type of content, the monarch runes will start helping because you can survive a lot of damage the boss may do to you. So yeah, her red runes are definitely higher priority. Doris runes, I spoke about these maybe like 100 times. They're worth it. You don't want to have 2 yellows, 2 reds. Please do not do this. And you don't want to have no red runes. You want to make sure you have all the red runes possible. Having none or having 2 is not good enough. Red runes or 4 red runes is the main thing you want to do. That's how this character kind of shines. This character is also mandatory in a Doom Reflect team, not a Doom Attack team. A Doom Attack team, you don't need Doris, but in a Doom Reflect team, when it's paired up with a lot of people that can boost Reflect, these Doris runes are going to make the whole team work as they should, and these red runes are going to make sure that it's guaranteed every time they move, the enemy moves, they take doom damage. So you want to make sure that you have these runes if you're ever going to build a Doom Reflect team. These runes are not good outside of Doom, so please don't actually buy them outside of Doom if you like Doris. But if you like Doris and you want to make a Doom team, you want to make sure you have these red runes. Make sure you have 4. Oh yeah, these runes are the worst in the game. I've said it already. Oh, by the way, this character did get buffed. So if you're looking to use this character now, she's actually quite good. Her attack went from like 300 to like 700 now. So it's even better. And if you have the Awaken's going to make this character even more stronger. This character actually has viability now. So if you're looking to use this character with like a Rishtar and a new Doom, definitely do so. It's a very strong character with a weird speed, but her speed can be used. But yeah, her red runes, do not get no red runes for this character. Please avoid. These red runes are the worst in the game. I always will say they're the worst in the game. The 30% chance does not make sense. I do think it should be like 100% to make up for the red runes. And the heal ban, some people may say, yeah, heal ban is good, so I'm going to get the yellow ones, or I'm going to get the 2 reds. Don't get any, because the hill ban can be cleansed by so many things. It could be cleansed by relics. It can be cleansed by celestial, mainly a celestial. If there's 2 celestials in an enemy team, you kill somebody, the celestial's just going to cleanse all the debuffs, and yeah, it's pretty much not worth it. So please do not do that. And that's when they kill you. So if they kill you, they lose all their negative buffs, and so do you. So it's not worth it. Oh, I think it's the other way around, but you know what I mean, right? If they've got Celestial, somebody's going to get cleansed, and it's not worth it. So these red runes pretty much lose to Celestial or any type of relic. Merlin, some of you guys watched the video the other day. I think I posted it yesterday. Yeah, a lot of you looked at Merlin and said, is it worth it to get his runes? His runes are really good because they can actually work in that team I showed you yesterday really well if you have the 2 reds, 2 yellows, because the two reds, 2 yellows will give you 2 stacks of reflect, and the more reflect you have in your team, it's going to make you reflect more damage when they attack you, and it's also going to make sure that your team can do more damage overall. I'll talk about that in another video, how that team actually works. But if you're looking to build that same team I made yesterday in that video, you can actually put these runes together, and it's actually going to work in your team. But outside of that video, or outside of that team, you don't really want to have red runes on Merlin at all, or even 2, because it's going to be a waste. If you're looking to build a just typical Doom team with Reflect, with Doris, the yellow ones will be just fine. They can work okay. But if you're looking to make that team I made yesterday, the red runes can actually help you a lot. The 2 red runes can still help you. I don't have them, but I would recommend people to have them if they want to do more damage with that team. Next is Athena. Again, this is also another character in Doom that got buffed. Her passive got buffed, both of them. Her conversion rate of Reflect is now 3%. I think it was 2. So now it's 3. So her overall damage is very high, especially when you got the Awaken, the Victory, what is this called? Victory Blade. Yeah, this does a lot of damage when you got the Awaken and the conversion rate, and you have a high star. She can actually do a lot of damage now. With her red runes, even adding more damage to it. If you got the 4 reds, it's going to give you 10 stacks of attack boost. 2 reds or 2 yellows are going to give you 5, and no reds is going to give you 5. That's not good enough. The red runes are going to give you so much more damage with Athena and with your team in general. Having 5 more stacks of attack is going to make sure your team does a lot of damage, and making sure that it's 100% chance would mean in round 1, when everybody's hitting one another, this is going to make sure that everybody gets attack boost because it's going to be guaranteed. So it's a very strong red runes. I know there's a little part here that says 10% extra. So the yellow runes have a 30%, the red and yellow had 30%, and then 4 reds have 40% to give you an extra 10. You won't actually see the 10, so don't worry about that. The 10 is actually not noticeable, but the 30 is noticeable. So you're gonna make sure you have the 30, the extra 40, you can't see it. So the only reason why you want to get the red runes is to have the attack boost stacked at 10 and have the attack overall on your team, so you can have them for like 100% chance of getting attacks. So that's the only reason why you want to have the red runes. The yellow ones are like whatever. Oh, for certain people asking me about the counters right here, I won't be talking about these because most of them are not that good unless you have specific ones on certain characters, but they can be removed. Bind is obviously the best one. If you don't know what Bind is, Victoria and Karnak has Bind. You always want to aim for those on certain characters because Bind's really strong, but some of them like Doris's one, for example, not Doris, sorry, Lamia's one, for example, or perhaps Divine on like Seraphina or Madeline, those aren't that good, so don't worry about those. But yeah, red runes for Lamia, they're not good. You can do the yellow ones. The yellow ones are perfectly fine. They do the exact same thing. You just get the extra thing on the bottom for the red one, and for the 4 reds, you get the exactly same thing. But it goes from being a 20% to a 50%. You don't worry about those extra stuff right there. They don't actually do anything. So you are going to build Lamia for perhaps a ethereal team, or build Lamia for a Doom team. All you need, or even PvE, right? All you need is the 4 yellows. Just make sure you have 4 yellows. It's going to work just fine. Don't ever aim for get red runes. You can get them if you want. If you're like a whale and you've got money to spend and you want to go all out on your Doom team, you could if you want, but I won't recommend it. 4 yellows is just fine. Arishtar's one, okay, this is kind of iffy one. I know a lot of people don't care about this. I know I put it in, don't get any rune to her. But here's the thing: I have the runes, and I see that the runes are actually really good when you're not against Glorians, right? Because Glorians has the whole immunity thing, right? These runes are very strong if the Enchanter team actually was strong. Well, they are strong, but Galorians are strong too. But if there was more characters like Eudora that had the annoying spam of abilities, and the Enchanter team having 4 enchanters and Arishtar was actually good or even stronger, these runes will matter so much because they actually make confusion even more annoying. If you don't know what these runes do, basically when anybody in your team or Rishtar applies confusion, they're going to increase the duration by 1. So let's say I apply confusion onto your team, it's going to be for 1 turn. If I have a Rishtar runes, they're going to be now 2 turns because there were 1 before, but now they're going to be 2. Or let's say I have a Rishtar on my team with the runes and I apply confusion on your team, and it's going to be like a 2-turn confusion. Now that 2-turn confusion is going to be a 3-turn confusion, but of course, confusion is never going to be that good, so her runes are not that good. But if there ever is a time where confusion would be a very strong mechanic in the game, and perhaps Glorian didn't have the whole CC immunity, these runes would then be worth it. But as of right now, then they're just an RNG factor. You can have them if you want. If you want her on your Doom team, they can show some relevance, but they're not going to be something very powerful, right? They're going to still make you lose the game, or perhaps you might be really, really lucky and win the game. So if you're ever going to go for these runes, just get the yellow one if you can. But as of right now, I wouldn't recommend getting any. Ophelia, okay, her runes are really good, but I wouldn't say get 4 reds. The reason why I wouldn't say getting 4 reds, because 4 reds is just, you can if you want. Again, you can if you want to do it. If you've got the resources or your whale, you can if you want, because that team I showed you guys yesterday, the more HP you have is the more damage you're going to do. The red runes give you 100, the yellow runes only give you 50. So if you want to go, and if you want to go halfway, you can make sure you have 100. If you want to go all the way, if 150, go for it. But I wouldn't say get red because the reds are quite expensive. I think it's like what, 800 reds, 800 coins for 4 reds. Yeah, that's a bit overkill. You can just spend like 400 and get 2 reds, and you will still do enough. I wouldn't say it's a mandatory thing. You don't need the runes on her. As long as you have the yellow runes, it will work just fine. But I will say that having extra 50 is going to do a lot, because then you can apply it with the other HP from other characters and do a lot of damage. So I'll say two reds are fine on her. If you want, you can get 4. I wouldn't say it's necessary though. I can put her hair if you want, but it's okay. Either one of these are fine. If you're looking to make that team I made yesterday, because it is the strongest team in the game, if you want to go all out and make them even more stronger, you can put a little bit of effort and get the red runes, the 2 reds, 2 yellows. You could do that, but if you don't care that enough, then you can just leave it at this. But maybe I would leave it as this. I'm not sure. I'm kind of like this with her, but I'll put her hair, or perhaps hair. I'll just leave her hair. But yeah, I'm not. It's not quite. I'm not quite sure about these. But you could get the 50 at least. Now this new character, yeah, she's so bad. The whole switching thing. Okay, her runes are actually really good. The reason why I put them up the top, because they are really good. They're not bad. If in a Doom team, for example, let's say you're using a Doom Reflect team, you can basically get double the boss of your teammates. And if your teammates have a lot of reflect, that would mean that you're going to take the reflect and boost it even more, which is really cool, I guess. But the bad thing about this is that if you kill somebody and then you swap, you swap turns with this works with the runes, right? You swap with this and they have celestial, the whole rune doesn't work, and you basically just waste your time. So let's say you killed somebody on an enemy team. Now you're switching, right? You switch with the enemy, or you switch with your ally, right? With the switching thing, or swapping, whatever you want to call it. These runes, I don't know for sure. I don't know if they go after or before celestial. So if they go before celestial, it's trash, it's terrible, please avoid. If they go after celestial, it's really good. So I don't know. So it's kind of hard to say, but again, I'm putting her in 4 reds if it does work like that. If they do go after Celestial, then it's great. But if they don't, or if they can even be cleansed, it's not that good. So I don't know. She can either be down here, or sorry, down here, or she can be up here. So I don't really know. It's kind of hard to say. Celestial basically counters her a lot. Again, Celestial is very strong. 2 Celestials, cleanses buffs and debuffs. It can be a benefit to her if she doesn't actually get cleansed at the time, or it can be the worst thing possible. So perhaps I'm going to put her hair for now, but maybe if it does work like that, or she can't be cleansed, I'll put her at the top. But I'll put her hair. I would say getting yellows is good, because only 33%. This does work sometimes, but having that 100% chance is going to be so good. But again, Celestials can actually ruin this whole gimmick, so I'm not sure. Madeline, yeah, I've asked Danny before. If you don't know, he's in Eden. He loves Doom, right? Madeline, I've seen his Madeline with his, I think it was yellow runes. He had 4 yellows, right? They do a lot of damage. It's not terrible. They do a lot of damage, because Doom doesn't actually have a lot of damage in general when it comes to actually attacking. These runes can help, but the fact that you have to survive 3 rounds, not 2. So it says 2 rounds, but it's not really. You have to survive round 1, survive round 2, and be alive for round 3. Once you take action, then these runes work. So, and she's only 106 speed, so she's got to make sure that she can survive all the tanks, all the DPSs that can move before her. So it's kind of, you have to survive 3 rounds, not 2. But when she does actually take action, the damage is quite good, but it's nothing crazy. It's nothing that's going to be a game changer, but it is nice to have extra damage in Doom. But I would say I don't have Madeline ruined, but I would recommend getting the 4 yellows because they actually do a little bit in your team. And lastly, who is it? Helios. Yeah, his rune's trashed. Avoid as best as possible. I don't know what they were thinking about this. Some people actually think it's good. It's not good. Um, this stun thing, you can't stun Glorian, so that's one problem. The second problem is it's only a 25% chance, so that's not good either. And then to make it even worse, it can only work when Helios is attacked, not when your whole team is attacked. So these runes on from yellow all the way to red are all terrible, so avoid as best as possible. The curse thing, it can be cleansed, it's not worth it. The stun, again, it goes from, it's still 25, 25, 25. It doesn't increase at all. The 200 reflect thing is okay. It's easy to get 200 reflect, but the fact that you have to actually be hit, or no, the fact that Helios has to be hit for these runes to work, it just makes it even more trash, because then you have to put him in the front line to get the most benefit, which again, he is good in front line, but then the 25% chance to stun just makes it even worse. And then when you do fight Glorians, they can't be stunned anyway, so it's just a waste of time investing into Helios. So if you are going to have a Helios runes, please sell them and invest them into somebody else. Everybody here is pretty much perfect, I would say. Most people would agree on these runes, or perhaps maybe like this, people would agree, or maybe like that. I don't know. It's kind of iffy, but maybe I would say this is perfect. Yeah, if you want to make a good Doom team, you want to have Doris, you want to have Athena. If you want to make the team I made yesterday, of course, try get all their red runes. But yeah, this is it. Avoid Helios. Avoid this trash. Her runes are terrible, but she is better than Helios in performance wise. And Arishtar her runes will only be good if Doom, or not Doom, sorry, her runes would only be good if Enchanter does actually see the Day of Light, where they're very strong and they're annoying. Her runes are going to be so good to apply in that team, because then the confusion is going to be even more annoying. But with how Celestial works and Glorians, I don't think you'll ever need her runes for now. But yeah, that's it for the video. I will be doing Avengers probably, or maybe Glorians. I don't know yet, actually. I'll be doing one of those. But yeah, this video is quite simple. I'm not going to go in detail in my next video. I'm going to do exactly the same thing, go over Arkdina or Janna, do exactly the same thing, and let you know what runes are worth it. But yeah, thanks for watching.